Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. That comes before good evening. Anyways, hey, what's up? It's me. I'm back. It's Formidable, and this is Formcast episode 132, 133, 130 something. Yeah. I'm running out of topics. I'm not gonna lie. I'm running out of topics. I think every week I should just come here and tell you what I did all week. So I went camping this past weekend. It was a long weekend here in Canada. Monday is today, and a lot of people are off work because it is the civic holiday, and not everything is closed, but half of things are closed, and some people are off work, and some people aren't, and it's Monday anyways, and that just means another Monday for me. With that being said, I went camping this weekend. Well, I went camping. We have a family camp, and it's like a cottage type thing. But I stayed out in the tent with my doggo, make room for some family members that were coming from out of town, and it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. Went kayaking, did some swimming, played some lawn games. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Texas horseshoes. It's like a game with two boards on. You stand on one and you shoot towards the other, and there's three holes, and you have washers type deal. Some heavy washers, and you throw those, and there's points system. And it's pretty fun. Soccer, golf. A lot of time with the doggo outside, and she had a great time too. She went swimming. She chased the other dogs around and chased other things around, and I think she actually went blueberry picking, not on purpose, but definitely ate some blueberries. That's for sure. With that being said, I am definitely running out of things to think about for this podcast. And a couple podcast episodes ago, I mentioned wondering why I'm doing this and why I'm even trying to do the podcast. But it has dawned on me. Something has dawned on me. And the simple fact that I don't really promote it as much as I probably should. So if you're ever listening to this for the first time, you're probably like, ah, man, I didn't know this guy had a podcast and all these kinds of things. And the fact is, yeah, you probably don't know. I don't promote it. I don't even let my own Discord community know that there's a new episode. I mention it on occasion. Some people bring it up in stream sometimes and mention like, oh, I just listened to your latest episode and all these things, and then I talk about it very quickly. But I think we're gonna try and start promoting it a bit more. My episodes are very short, so it's not something that you have to have 45 minutes to an hour to listen to. You can literally listen to it on your drive to work. You can listen to it in the morning while you get ready, at night before you go to bed, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I do need more topics to talk about. So I'm going to ask the community, I'm going to ask the listeners, if you do listen to this, please go on YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube, but please direct yourself to the YouTube page. It's LX Formidable XL on YouTube. And all the episodes are there, but you can just click the latest episode that you've listened to, or just listen to it on YouTube as well. But comment in the section below of just saying, this is what I think you should talk about. Now, a lot of people have mentioned potentially bringing on guests to the podcast. It would kind of make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more back and forth dialogue, all that kind of stuff. It definitely would help the episode be a little bit more entertaining, perhaps. The problem is finding the right people, finding the right topics, but also the extra time that it would take to edit things, because when you're discussing things with someone, it's not always just like this little interview back and forth, perfect, seamless. Sometimes it doesn't flow well, and for the reasons of podcasting and people listening and timing and all that kind of stuff, things would have to be edited out. I don't do that a lot. I'm not one really big on editing, so I'm not sure about that, but it has been on the top of my mind for the podcast in terms of who to bring on, and if I do want to bring on someone, what do we even talk about, um, and go from there, right? And it's third time as well. It's third time as well. So that's a potential as well. But yeah, I'm definitely open to hearing some topics in down below, streaming life things. Um, just one thing I don't ask, or one thing I do ask, is no recommendations for either like talk about religion or politics. That's stuff that just doesn't belong in gaming or my life and my podcast. With that being said, new month, this month, August, and I'm hoping that this month is a little bit better in all ways because, well, my dad had two strokes last month. My grandma went through a lot of different changes, and luckily enough, she's doing okay. My dad's doing okay as well. We're not out of the water just yet, but I'm hoping that August brings a lot more just kind of chill times and more fun times. Something I can mention is that next weekend I'm actually going to a concert, going to the Goo Goo Dolls concert down in Toronto, which is really fun with some family members. And I have not been to a concert in ages. I want to say that the last concert I went to was, and I'm pretty sure this is the last concert I went to. I went to Tiesto. I wouldn't call that a concert. It's more like just like a DJ music club thing a long, long time ago. But I want to say that the last actual concert I went to was Our Lady Peace, and I was probably 15 years old when the city I live in used to host these summer festivals every single summer, and they would bring in. They had Alanis Morissette one year, I remember when I was younger, Our Lady Peace, Billy Talent, so on and so forth. So I remember going to an Our Lady Peace concert, and I still love Our Lady Peace. I used to listen to the music all the time. But that was the last time I went to like an actual official concert. So I'm very excited for this. And Goo Goo Dolls, I mean, you can't go wrong. I think Iris is probably one of the top played songs in the world at some point now, you know. So it's going to be a fun time, but that does mean changing up the schedule. So it's going to be fun to stream on some different times, different days that I'm not usually on, and see if we can't meet some new friends and some new folks. So yeah, so that's kind of what's new. Not a whole lot going on. If you are listening to the podcast and you want to follow my TikTok BMW motorcycle account, because I did get myself a new motorcycle. I haven't talked about it very much on the podcast because, you know, life happened in July. So if you do want to follow the podcast, or not the podcast, but the TikTok account for my BMW motorcycle content, it is BMW Moto, MOTO, 1000, the number, and R at the end. So BMW Moto 1000R. And I actually want to change that. So that's what it is for now. I actually didn't even put the S in front of the 1000R, for which is the actual model of my bike. But I also just realized that's what everybody sees. And I thought I could change it whenever, but apparently you have to have it for, I think, 30 days or something like that before you can actually make the changes on your TikTok profile. So that'll change eventually, but feel free to go follow. My last TikTok is just me talking about something kind of funny. It actually has over 33,000 plays, 1,000 views, and I think that's pretty cool because it's just me chatting about something I actually just enjoy, which is motorcycles. So more content to come from that, but I did realize recently that I live in Canada, and in a couple months, my motorcycle will be pretty much kind of put away. And I don't like the idea of that, but it is Canada, and you cannot ride a motorcycle in the snow. Despite you people thinking I could just put screws on the tires, get studded tires, and chains on tires, I don't know what kind of Mad Max world you think I live in, but I cannot do that here. It is not possible. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that page as we continue into the winter months. Maybe I'll just talk about things in the garage, or I don't know, in my office wearing my helmet, I guess. I don't know. We'll think about it. But it's not something that I'm going to be posting every day on either. So, yeah, we'll see what it goes. How it goes, I should say. So, with that being said, I think today's episode is just that, just kind of chit chatting again. But actually requesting some topics from the listeners that may listen. I don't know how many people listen to this podcast. And if you are listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, podcast episodes are published on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and they are then soon released on YouTube. All episodes on YouTube. So feel free to follow and subscribe to the page for more updates. And last thing is, well, we'll catch you next time. Cheers.